take a trip with me. Today, the place we're going is called Thessalonica, but back in the day it was called Thessalonians, and it was in Macedonia, which today we would consider modern-day Greece. So we're going to travel to a beautiful, thriving metropolis, and we're going to be facing these gorgeous waters, right? And what we're going to talk about is this idea of coming together, and that's what I really see as the theme in 1 Thessalonians, which is the letter that Paul writes to these people. So let's get right into it. I'm going to cover today 1 Thessalonians 2, 5 through 8. So let me read what I want to talk about today. For neither at any time use we flattering words, as you know, nor a cloak of covetousness. God is witness. So Paul is really referring to the idea that sometimes Christians in this world and in that world can use flattering words. So what is a flattering word, right? It's something that we say just to sort of move on our personal agenda. It's when we tell someone that they're really, really smart, even though we don't mean it. And oftentimes in this day and age, we can go to the extreme. So to avoid causing people pride or the temptation of pride, sometimes some Christians today can say, let's not say anything kind to someone. Let's not ever, compliment them. But there's a difference between complimenting someone and flattering them. When you compliment someone, you're not tying in your own personal agenda. You're authentically saying things that you enjoy about that person that also honor God. And because of that, it becomes this moment of connection. So that moment of connection is different than when you are trying to further a personal agenda. And what Paul is talking about here is what we've done is compliment you. Throughout 1 Thessalonians, there's going to be a lot of good things he's going to say about these people, about the work that they've done, about the work that this apostle team has done. And he's saying, we don't use flattering words. We're saying things that are true to you. And then a cloak of covetousness, right? That's when we can sort of say nice things to people, but really we want what they have. So anything we do is in a personal agenda, motivation or approach. And what Paul is saying is that isn't what has happened here. And that's the message to us, that we can come together in fellowship and really be complimentary to each other and not do things against our own personal agenda. And then in 6, nor of men sought we glory, neither of you, not yet of others, when we might have been burdensome as the apostles of Christ. So here Paul is saying the other thing that we can often do as Christians is we can seek the glory ourselves. And that becomes burdensome, right, unto Christ's message and the message and the mission that we have. We shouldn't be putting ourselves first, right? We are servants. We are here to follow. That means that sometimes it's about supporting others. Sometimes it's about stepping up into the spotlight. Sometimes it's about being there for the cleanup, and sometimes it's about being there for the setup, right? Whatever is needed is what we do, but we don't put ourselves first. That becomes a stumbling block on Christ's commission to us to bring his message to others. And so Paul is saying here, we haven't done that. That's not something we've done. 1 Thessalonians is really this exhortation. It's this encouragement to these people who are doing the good work. And then on into 7, but we were gentle among you, even as a nurse cheriteth her children. So our relationship among each other, right, as among other believers, as we're helping each other, as we're encouraging each other, is like a nurse unto children, right? We want to care for one another. We want to hold each other close and love each other. And this becomes true to all people that we approach or we come to. It's just that we want to be a loving support system in all that we do. And then finally, in verse 8, Paul says, so being affectionately desirous of you, we were willing to have imparted unto you, not the gospel of God only, but also our own souls, because ye were so dear to us. So yes, when we bring the message of Jesus Christ and the gospel to others, that's the greatest gift that we can lead with them. But we also bring ourselves. It isn't fair to say that in any group that we come to, that we work with, that we care for, that we don't leave a piece of ourselves. And in Paul Paul's messages and letters, he started many churches all throughout the world, but he still wrote back to them. He turned back to them. When he could travel back to them, he did as well. He stayed connected to all those he brought the gospel and the message of Jesus Christ to. And that is what we also will do. So here in 1 Thessalonians 2, 5 through 8, we are meeting these thriving metropolis of a people and a church, and we're also hearing a message from Paul and his team of how we come together as Christians to further the gospel and the message of Jesus Christ to all who can hear it, and how we support each other throughout that process. So, this is no flattering word to you. Thank you for being with me today, and thank you for living your life in a way that brings glory to all those around you. Happy Sunday. Chatting at Cheesman.